Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adini Ajishafe. Well, we'll be looking at a particular story that actually came out because of an athlete called Divine Oduduru. That's the first story we'll be looking at on our sports show. Divine Oduduru right now provisionally suspended by the Athletic Integrity Unit because of issue of doping, and he faces a 6-year ban. I have in the studio Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
Yeah, good evening, Adeni. It's my pleasure to be back to the studio. And I think we need to do more when it comes to sensitizing our athletes, honestly. And when people hear the word doping, they thought probably they've taken cocaine or in their aim or something. That is not doping. There are a lot of substances that they ban almost on monthly, quarterly and yearly basis, that if you're an athlete, you should not take this. And if you are taking this for a period of so month, you should not participate in any competition. Who knows, tomorrow probably they will tell you that fufu has been banned, and you don't know. And you
consume
enough apple. By that, they're going to trace it in your system.
At times, cream. The cream
yes,
they use,
the cream,
soap,
the
and
cream,
all that.
the soap, even the perfume. It contains a lot of content, substances that they've banned, but most Nigerians, they've been a victim of this. It's not an excuse, that's the truth. They've been a victim in the sense that they are not aware of such substances has been banned. That's the truth. Or most of us, now if I ask you or you ask me, the soap I'm using, what are the ingredients, what are the content? I don't know the content. So these are the things that if you're an athlete, you have to be very careful what you eat, what you drink. Whatever you do, you have to be very careful.
It has to do with your body.
To anything that has to do with your body. Look at what happened to our own star athletes of the year. That the sprint, the shoe that she used,
Okagbare, right?
Okagbare, the shoe that she used during the competition was assisted by wind. And based on that, it was disqualified.
Okay, no, that's Toby Amusan.
Toby Amusan, thank you, Toby Amusan. Look at Toby Amusan, for example. That because of the wind, because of the shoes that she wore, they brought a lot of Turanci English into the issue. But at the end of the day, their decision stands because that is the law, but it is not known to us. So that is what I think all our athletes really this time around needs to be very careful about. Then the Nigerian Federation also is, I'm talking about the AFN, they have to really be updating their website on monthly, quarterly, yearly basis about all the doping, all the substances that have been banned, to let them know how many athletes do we have outside this country or in Nigeria. They are not as much as the footballer that we have.
Of course.
There's nothing stopping us from creating a website for that purpose alone.
Somebody should even, it doesn't stop someone from being employed. Your job is to send emails, forward these emails to all the athletes.
Forward the emails to them, send SMS to them, send WhatsApp messages to them, put it on the website, let them know the implication of doing this, because most of them, to be honest and to be sincere with you, from my own perspective, they have what it takes to be the world champion. He has been 3 times African champions.
Nigerian
record holder. So it's not the substance that really helped him to achieve what he achieved. That's the truth. So it's just ignorance. Unfortunately, it's not an excuse in the court of law. I hope the likes of, look at what happened to Okagbare also. 10 years ban. And if this also...
They even add another year, making it 11.
11. Imagine, 11 good years. So that means a career has ended. The same thing might happen to him also if he's found guilty.
Right now
6 years. So the likes of Toby Amusan and co, they should be very careful. I know it's from Ogun State, and there's something they call an Oduduru black soap. You should be very careful if she's using that one to bait also, so that tomorrow they won't tell us that it contains some substance that has been banned also. We need to take this very serious, because it's not giving us a good image as a Nigerian, because people that have a bad perspective about us who said, oh, it's not Nigerian, this is what they are known for. No, this is not what we are known for. It's a communication issue and lack of sensitization that I think is causing this problem.
We just have to look at the fact that Divine Oduduru has done well when it comes to athletics. He ran 9.86 as his record and as a national record holder in 200 meters, 19.7, where she also did well for Nigeria. But right now, according to AIU suspension, let's look at that quickly, where they talk about, well, the Athletic Integrity Unit, AIU, has notified Divine Oduduru of 2 potential anti-doping rule violations, ADRVs, and is seeking a 6-year ban against the Nigerian. The sprinter has been notified of potential ADRV for possession, Rule 2.6 of the World Athletics Anti-Doping Rules, and or use or attempted use of multiple prohibited substances. He has been provisionally suspended immediately. These alleged violations stem from an AIU investigation based on information in a criminal charge brought against US-based naturopathic therapist, that's Eric Lira, on 12 January 2022 by the United States Department of Justice under Rodchenkov Act. Lira is alleged to have supplied performance-enhancing drugs to athletes before the Tokyo 2022 Olympic Games delayed until summer 2021 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The complaint against Lira provides specific information regarding persons identified as Athlete 1 and Athlete 2. In February 2022, a sole arbitrator of the AIU disciplinary tribunal concluded that they were comfortably satisfied that Athlete 1 was Oduduru's teammate, Blessing Okagbari, and banned her from the sport for 10 years, which was increased to an 11-year ban in June 2022, following further charges again brought by the AIU. Based on the information in the complaint, including text conversations image from Okagbari's mobile phone by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and further evidence obtained from the AIU investigation, the AIU alleged that Oduduru is Athlete 2 identified in the complaint. As the process is ongoing, AIU will make no further comment on the matter at this time. And still talking about the matter, they now wrote, they notified Oduduru himself, "Dear Mr. Oduduru, that letter just straight down there, can they confirm receipt of this email and that you have been able to access and download the enclosure from the link. Right now, you have until 16 February 2023 to respond to the matters raised in the attached notice of allegation. Now, please contact the AIU if you have any questions concerning all those one, blah, blah, blah. But really, from the way it is, Oduduru, one way or the other, has been, Okagbari, if you look at that particular athlete, too, that was identified to be Okagbari.
Allegedly.
And now Athlete 1 has been discovered, which is another Nigerian, Divine Oduduru. This is a big one.
Yeah, a big one, but I think we shouldn't pass judgment yet until a response to their allegation, and maybe after we have a copy of his response, the way we got a copy of the mail sent to him, then we can now analyze to know what really happened. Did Lira, yes, let me say the culprit herself, did she deceive them in selling the drugs to them that they are not aware of, or they are not sure that it is performance enhanced drugs? Let's wait for his comment, his defense, before we come to a conclusion of what really transpired.
But right now, provisionally, he's on suspension until he comes up with his own legal backup to say, okay, I didn't do this, I have this point or that. But we wait to see. We continue to give you updates concerning that particular scenario that has to do with Divine Oduduru, 9.8 seconds, 100-meter holder in Nigeria. Well, from there, let's move away from athletics. Let's talk about football. Morocco is really fast becoming a place where almost all the countries in Africa wants to go to play football. But right now, they'll be hosting 3 matches when it comes to African qualifier for 2023 AFCON qualifiers. Now, Morocco to host 3 AFCON qualifiers. And countries like Guinea, Togo, they picked Morocco, and Moroccan authorities actually granted that. We have Togo and Burkina Faso will be playing their match in Morocco. Guinea-Bissau, Nigeria will also be playing Morocco. You have Gambia versus Mali also picking Morocco as the venue where they'll be playing their qualifiers.
Okay, that shows a brotherhoodness, and that shows what we need in Africa. That shows the Morocco. They shows that they are the big brother in Africa that other African countries can rely on. That's the way I look at it. Then I see it as a way of them telling the world that we also have what it takes to host the World Cup. After South Africa in 2010, Morocco also can do it in 2030. That's the truth. They can. I just hope the issue they are having with Algeria can be settled. So the likes of Morocco, Algeria, and Egypt The three of them can come together and they can host this World Cup because they have the best stadium, they have the best infrastructure, they have what it takes to host the world. I think it's a very, very good one. However, I don't know how costless this is going to be for the likes of Togo, Guinea-Bissau, and Gambia. Okay, because for them to play the qualifiers at home, let's take Togo for example. If they are playing the match at home in Togo, they're at home. They're not incurring any
debt,
any cost.
Any cost rather.
Now there are supporters that wants to go to the now like Nigerian match now, for example, that we are playing. We're supposed to play against Guinea-Bissau. We can travel to Guinea-Bissau, but going to Morocco as a supporter, I'm not talking about the supporters club. As a fan, it will cost us more to go to Morocco than to go to Guinea-Bissau. So these are just my own observation when it comes to this issue, the cost involved in it. But whatever it is, Morocco have done very well. I'm sure there will be a reason why they ask those countries come and play your qualifiers here. Probably they have
the countries, they couldn't meet up the deadline for the fact that most of their pitches are not right. So they make a reference to Moroccan authority. That is the Federation of Football in Morocco, which they granted. But all in all, Morocco is also bidding to host 2025 AFCON. And I'm sure this will also be a push because if by the time they are hosting AFCON, this is AFCON before AFCON.
Yes.
AFCON before AFCON. So if they can host 3 nations already in the qualifiers, automatically, the 2025 one that they are bidding for is like...
and I'm very sure the 3 countries that they are assisting currently now, their FA will definitely give their support and their vote to... So it's like they have +3. It's
automatically to let you know that they've also had the vote of Liberia. The Liberian president is already saying, I'm supporting Morocco.
So I think if we can help support them to host the World Cup, to host the AFCON, the Nations Cup, and the whole world sees the preparation, what they did in hosting the Nations Cup, it can now be a further push for them in their bid for World Cup in 2030. Take it or leave it. If there's any country that is prepared, that is ready, that have what it takes in terms of infrastructure, money, and everything to host World Cup in Africa today, it's only Morocco. Take it or leave it. So we need to give them all the necessary support to achieve that.
Morocco really leading as a big brother there. Well, we move away from Morocco's story. Let's look at some matches that have been slated for tonight. Matches will be played in Germany, in Spain, and also not forgetting in French League 1. Let's quickly look at those games. Cadiz will be playing against Girona. Wolfsburg travels to Schalke 04. AC Milan will be playing against Torino. A big one there, Nice, OGC Nice, where we have our striker, Terem Murphy, who moved away from Lorient to join OGC Nice, will be hosting, playing against Ajaccio. But he has been superlative form, scoring about 14 goals, and now he'll be playing in that game.
Yeah, I think it's a very good one for him also to consolidate his good performance and to consolidate his good outing that he has had so far this season. So when it comes to strikers, I think we're getting it right in Nigeria, sincerely. Terem Murphy is there, Ademola Lookman is there, Victor Osimhen is there. So as Nigeria, I don't think we have any problem when it comes to the striker. So let's talk about today's match. And Cadiz also and Girona, I think it's a match that Cadiz really needs to win to take themselves away from where they are currently now. If care is not taken, they might be relegated because the game is coming to an end before you know it.
The tempo is high now.
The tempo is very, very high now. The survivor for who is going to relegate, who is going to stay, who is going to win the league, who is going to play in Europe next season, it's already there. So there's a match for them. And any match you are playing and you are playing at home, it is more like a must win for you. Then for the AC Milan and Torino, this is a match for AC Milan to win. Their last 3 matches, they lost. In fact, they've not won any match in the last 5 matches. They lost 3, they drew 2. So this is a match for them
to win,
to really win. But lucky enough for them, the gap between them, they are currently 6th on the table, and the gap between them and the second place is just 5 points. That tells you how competitive the Italian Serie A is now. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 6th, they have only 5 points in between them. So if they should win tonight's match, It will take them further to third position behind Inter Milan and a point above AC Roman, who is having 40 points. They are having 36 points currently right now. And if they should lose tonight's match, it means they're going to remain where they are, and Torino will have the opportunity of closing the gap with them because Udinese is 7th, while Torino is 8th. So that means Torino will have the opportunity of moving closer to them, and they will remain where they are today, while others play their own match on Saturday or Sunday. They will leave them behind. The 5-point gap we are talking about can extend to 8 points, and that will be difficult for them to catch up. They've played 21 matches. They are playing their 22nd matches currently right now. So it's going to be very, very difficult for them to really achieve that one. It's a match for them to win, like I said earlier on, 38-43, 5 points. So for them to really do something, they have to win to this match by doing what? Getting their 30 points to take them to 41 points. Third position, just 1 point between them and AC Roman, who is having outstanding match to play over the weekend also. So it's beginning, we are trying to, this is the time rather that we are separating the boys from
the big boys. No, because we have boys, we have bigger boys.
But for what we have in Serie A now, we don't have big boys again. You can't call Napoli big boy before now. You can't call Atlanta big boy before now.
Inter Milan, AC.
See,
big boys relegated to number 10. That's Juventus.
No, but Juventus, if you look at them also, they've been doing very, very, very well.
Despite the 15 points, they are still...
Yes, they are still 10th on the log. 10 points. And if you look at the gap between them and even the AC Milan that is occupying 6th position, or Torino that is occupying 7th position, or Udinese that is occupying 8th position, the gap margin is about 5 points. So that means even if AC Milan should draw against Torino and Juventus should win their match,
close the gap.
They are closing the gap. So that shows that there's no big boys in
Italian Serie A.
All of them are...
We should call them what then?
Is that what?
We should call them what?
Just call them boys.
Oh my goodness. Well, okay, what's in England, we have big boys.
In England, yes, sure. We have the big boys. Even though the big boys may not be the one topping the league, but we still have the big boys.
No, let's just be realistic. The current big boys in EPL right now are Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United, and Newcastle. We can't find Chelsea, the one you said, even though they are not the one topping, they are not among the big boys right
I thought
they were big boys.
I thought you try and hide your hatred for Chelsea by not mentioning their name.
Chelsea.
Why do you mention only Chelsea?
You said,
but Chelsea is above Liverpool in the league.
You said the
Chelsea is above Liverpool.
You said even
Chelsea is
though
above Liverpool. Why didn't you mention Liverpool? Why Chelsea?
No, I'm not putting
Chelsea
Liverpool
fans want to know the reason why you mentioned Chelsea, not Liverpool.
Okay, I should say it. The fact that you said they are not, even though they are not the top of the table, but they are big boys. But
I never mentioned Chelsea today.
But we know that it's Chelsea you represent.
Did you see my mind?
Well, the fact is, the big boys in EPL right now, the 4 big boys or bigger boys, Arsenal, Man City, Man U, Newcastle. Then before you begin to think, who were the former big boys now? The former big boys, you can now say Chelsea, Liverpool.
Well, I totally agree with you, and you can't be on top of your game all the time. You have this situation that Chelsea and Liverpool, they found themselves 10th and 11th position, and this is something they've been consistent for the past 7 or 8 years. This year may not be their year, but doesn't mean they're not going to turn things around.
They are coming.
That's the truth. If you look at what Chelsea is having currently now, they are building a team for the future. Take it or leave it. By the time they get themselves together, next season it won't be like this. There was a time that Arsenal, the big boy, according to you, they didn't play in Champions League for almost 5-6 years. It happened. The same Arsenal you are calling big boy today, the last time they won Premier League, was 20 years ago. So I've said it and I'll say it again. I'm even supporting Arsenal, even on humanitarian ground, that you've suffered for 20 good years. No Premier League. Let's even give it to them so that we can have peace when we are watching the league.
But you are giving it reluctantly, one way or the other.
No, we're not giving it reluctantly. We're just like we are sympathizing with them, that for them to have been playing in and out 20 good years. Adeniyi, if you less 20 years from your age, that was the last time that Arsenal won trophy.
I'm just a small boy. So
I know you are a small boy. Maybe that time you are in primary school.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, just raise some banters in the studio now. Before we wrap it up, let's take two stories that have to do with Inter Milan. Inter Milan are keen to make permanent loan deal for Belgium forward Romelu Lukaku. Chelsea actually owns this contract, but right now he's on loan with them, and they want to make it permanent.
And I think it's going to be a good one for both Romelu Lukaku and Chelsea, because that means 16.4 million pounds will be off their paycheck, because that's the cost of Romelu Lukaku to Chelsea currently right now. So him going there, him going there permanently will be of good business to both Romelu Lukaku and to Chelsea. And if you look at the current Chelsea squad right now, there's no room for Romelu Lukaku to come back to Chelsea. I think a very good deal. They shouldn't be too rigid that they want to recoup all the money. Yes. Just look at win-win situation for both the Inter and for Chelsea and the player also. A good one. And
I noticed that notice the second time, anytime he moves out of Chelsea, he gets his act together. It seems he should just stay in Italy and enjoy himself.
I think he should stay in Italy because people have been saying this. We're yet to confirm it, that there's kind of a cause
on that number 9 in Chelsea. For Lukaku, even if you don't want to go with superstition concerning number 9 jersey, but for Lukaku, I've noticed that Chelsea really is not working for him.
It's pattern of play and Chelsea's style of play, and it depends on the coach. If all the midfielders are playing for you, it's a good one. But if they are not playing for you, it's going to be very difficult. And you take it or leave it. Most of these clubs, they have their own cabal too. It's not only in...
I don't know about that cabal.
You don't know about that cabal? Okay, I don't want to mention that cabal.
Barcelona to pursue a deal for Bayern Munich left back. His name is Benjamin Pavard, a player actually from France, but really they want to get him from Bayern Munich.
Yeah, and the question is Bayern Munich ready to let it go?
Fantastic player.
That's the first question. Are they in a need of cash or money to let one of their future player just live like that? Up to now, Alaba left Bayern to...
They are still missing him.
That's what I'm saying. They are still missing him. So another wants to go. But what is the problem with Barcelona? That their own is to identify a player from a particular team. They used to have one of the best academy in the world.
La Masia.
The best. Lionel Messi.
All of them. They all came from there.
Iniesta and
Xavi.
They all came. Fabregas. They all came from their academy. So I think they have to look inward. What are they doing wrong now? And go back to that same policy of migrating their star player from their academy instead of looking for a player to hijack left, right, and center.
Yeah, borrowing that from Chelsea, I guess.
You mentioned Chelsea again?
No, okay, they borrow it from Arsenal. So they can settle. Well, that'll be it on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I've been with Olawale Peters. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure being here, Adeniyi.
I am Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.